This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe retro cardback version of Dr. Mindbender. This is for all those people who were not able to get him from the Hasbro San Diego Comic Con, or let's just call it the Hasbro Convention exclusive version. Although they did do a second set of orders where they were making the figures to order, so there was a second chance to get him, just not the first run of the San Diego Comic Con convention version, whatever you want to call it. But he does come with a whole bunch of the same equipment that he had previously. And if we look on the back of the box, we actually get a tech spec, or a file card. And I don't know, is this the first time they've had Knowing is Half the Battle on there, or have I missed that every time? Dr. Mindbender, classified, role, master of mind control. Dr. Mindbender was once an orthodontist who made a tragic mistake of experimenting on himself while tinkering with electric brainwave stimulation as a means of relieving dental pain. He underwent a complete personality change and became hateful, deceitful, and vain. His personal mission is now to bring the miracle of thought control to everyone. Okay, that last part was probably not necessary. Let's go ahead and open this sucker up. I think it's been a while since I've actually reviewed a retro card back. I do so love a good figure stand. Alright, so Dr. Mindbender has this weird little tank thingy that will attach to his belt. And you can, of course, attach the cord to it, which you then attach to either one of these things, which I believe this item here was what he originally came with as a weapon in the 80s. And this, I think, was just something new they did for Classified, and kind of looks like a weird-ass flamethrower, to be honest, with the secondary tank up there. But who knows? This little thing isn't going to hold a whole heck of a lot of anything, though. He also comes with this little hypodermic gun thing. That does not come out. For some reason, I was thinking that that was clear, though, on the original, or the original San Diego Comic Con release, but I could be wrong. It also looks like it is Blast Effect compatible. Or not, wait a minute. I guess it wouldn't be because the Blast Effect would plug in. Although you can do that. Not that that's very useful. He comes with a pretty unique pistol, which we can then slide into the holster on his thigh. And look at that ass. It's actually very boring ass, to be honest with you. Alright. So, before we get really started here, I just want to bring out the original release San Diego Comic Con one, just to do a quick comparison here. Which I don't know why that's... Alright, skin tone is definitely different between these two, but I'm not sure how well that's going to be picking up. He is a lot more pinkish here on this one, and the color match is nowhere near as good on some of the other parts here, because like the color match on the arm to the torso is just way off. This is worse than Quick Kick was, I would say. On the other hand, if you remember, we have a lot of color transfer from his cape to his body parts. That we don't seem to be getting, so I don't know if that's just... I think this is a different material. Yeah, oh yeah, it is definitely a different material. This is much... The convention one is definitely shinier. We do have the Cobra logo on the back, which I want to say was actually how he was shown in the 80s toy. Definitely this cape is much better just because of the fact that it's not transferring color over to the figure. I think that's one of the reasons why I've kept him in the box. I haven't bothered to display him. I should check to see if like I can use something to try to get that off of there, but I'm not sure what would work, because if you, acetane might do something, but then you'll also start melting the plastic. Also, the purple on here is a lot more pinkish on the new one. And head sculpt wise, his eyebrows stand out way more on the new one than on the old one. They also seem to have done a much better job with the monocle. Yeah, monocular. The monocle on the new one. It just, I can't quite put my finger on it. It just seems like the placement is much better. And that might just be because, you know, maybe it was just badly done on the one that I have previously. But yeah. Also, we have some additional paint deco on the boots that we don't have on the original one. So honestly, aside from the color match on the skin, I would actually say that this is a better version overall. Just the color match is terrible. If they stuck with the same tones and same plastic for the arms, torso, and head as the original release, this would have been like perfect. I guess also just to note, the cape is shorter on the new version. I'm not sure how much money that saved Hasbro, but I'm sure that's the reason why they did it. So we've got that part. Let's go ahead and look at our articulation. The head, we have the chicken neck here. We can spin the head around, move it up and down a little bit. All of a sudden, this kind of reminds me of Survivors and Dead by Daylight when they start doing the nodding thing if they're on a PC. But yeah, so the head spins all around. That is a ball joint at the top, though we're not getting quite as much up and down. I should say the neck does most of the work when it comes to looking down and up. We're not getting much from the head at the top. You know what I mean? We do have the butterfly joints here. And then we can hinge. We can attempt to hinge up. It's a very tight hinge. In fact, it kind of, I wonder, it's hitting somewhere. Try to get that out of the way. Yeah, so about when we get to this point with this one, this bicep cut here, however it is you want to call it, it gets kind of caught by the butterfly joint, and then it has to get pushed through it. So it does cause a bit of stoppage. We do have a bicep cut. That sounded bad. Stupid. Okay. Double jointed elbow, and these are the loosest joints in an elbow that I've ever felt in a figure from Classified. That's kind of worrying, to be perfectly honest with you. I imagine that that's only going to get worse over time. So posing him might be an issue. The wrist has the up and down joint and a spin all around. We do have a ab crunch, go back and forth. Surprisingly, the harness here does not really interfere with it. Although, to be perfectly honest with you, if we mess with this too much, I do kind of feel like where these little links are, so to speak, that potentially is a breakage point on there. So you're probably not going to do that a whole lot. We do have the waist swivel, which again, this harness is going to interfere with that and potentially break if you do it too much. But this is also really stuck in there. Like, I can do all the wiggling, but I am having a problem spinning it. So I'm wondering if it's designed that way specifically so that you could avoid like twisting it too far and ripping these things apart. Because that seems to all be part of the diaper. And does not seem to be like glued on. Although this does appear to be another weak point right there. We do have the up and down hips. Oh my god. What have I been calling those? I can't remember all of a sudden. We do have a thigh cut. Just spin that around. He can kick forward good so that, you know, when he sees an orphan, he can just pop them. And he can kick back like about that far. And we can get that kind of a good high kick going on there. So that's nice. It does seem that the holster does kind of interfere with how far up that goes. And if we slide that down some more, we can get him a little bit further. We do have the boot cut, and his big old front boot thing is actually part of the boot still, so it moves with it. We have a double jointed knee, where once again we see a color mismatch between the kneecap and the thigh and top of the calf. Although being that it is hidden by his big old boots, it's not as bad or noticeable. And of course, hinge at the ankle and a spin. Now, as mentioned before, there's this little teeny tiny hole here, right about there, if you guys can see that, where you plug this little teeny tiny thing into it. And that puts that on this hip. Maybe we'll try spinning it this way. So then we can put that in his hand like so, and yeah, that looks kind of dumb with the cape like that. It would have been pretty nice if it stayed flush, you know, so that the cape still sat right and it was hidden away. There, it's not so hidden over there either. And it popped off. Ugh. I feel like this is one of the most pointless things that they've made for a weapon. And if he's using electromagnetic waves to mess with things, why does he have a... Unless this is like an electromagnetic wave thing and not a thrower of liquids, and this is the battery for it. I guess that's a possibility. But yeah, that's our retro cardback Dr. Mindbender. I think, like I said, I think overall, I think he looks better aside from the skin tone that they did. You know, we're not getting that color drift from his cape onto any of the body parts. I like the brighter purple on him for some reason more. But other than that, I mean, it is pretty much the exact same figure otherwise. You know, cape's a little different, definitely better material on the new one. I mean, I know they were going for that mad scientist shiny ass thing with that. The Cobra logo looks nice on the back. I think if you missed out on the San Diego Comic-Con one, this is a great replacement for you. But go ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you miss out on the convention exclusive one and decide to go for this one? Which one do you like better? And does that color match bother you as much as it does me? It's really a shame that they could not do that again. Why though? Like, why can they match the color here but not on the newer ones? Is it just that it's probably cheaper plastic, if I'm perfectly honest? Also, just going to kind of note, looking at it right now on the heads, it looks like he's wearing a lot more eyeliner in the new one than he was in the old one too. But if you enjoyed this review, please feel free to mind control that like button. And as always, if you want to hear more of my nonsense, you can subscribe. I would certainly appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.